we're going to go back to more like a lunch scale kind of mentality where you're going to actually go and you're going to work somewhere to do something more meaningful than creating a latte. And if I was 25 years old, I'd be so into the new ag, because I think that's where the future is going to be. I mean, the engineers have not gotten their teeth into this stuff.
And during times of great turmoil, just like these we're living now, the greatest investors of our time, Warren Buffett, T. Boone Pickens, Peter Lynch, and John Templeton, have all made their fortunes in the most volatile of times. As the Chinese put it, Wei Ji, opportunity and the danger. Trade Genius has been on fire lately with winning trades, put options, crypto, as well as industries that are benefiting during these times, more online service, home deliveries. And if you've never traded before and want to learn, you can take advantage of the market when it goes up and down, exactly like these times we're experiencing. Sign up for one of many Trade Genius online educational courses. Discover the lucrative world of trading. Receive personal coaching from Bob Kudla and Philip Cleaver of Trade Genius. And right now, through the beginning of April, you can save 50% off all their bundled specials, or use the promo code APRIL for 50% off non-bundled items. TradeGeniusAcademy.com. The link's in the description box below. And on with the interview. To grow the exotics indoor, where you can still get the basils and you can still get your strawberry in the middle of winter in a climate-controlled environment, but might cost a little more. But you see the transition kind of move in that direction, especially coming at the federal level to give zero interest loans for that.
Yeah, and look, and it may not be that much more. We don't know, because robotics. I just was watching a show yesterday where it just happened to be in Israel, but the technology's in the U.S. here now too. Is that they have like 3 people that run basically a 5-acre indoor robotic farm for lettuce and other leafy greens, where they don't even put the seeds in. Okay, everything is, they just dump the seeds in a hopper in the beginning, and then at the back end it's just some folks managing the technology and some minor shipping related stuff. I mean, this thing is just rocking, and then they just came up with a strawberry picker too. So you're going to probably trade off some of the higher costs against no labor at all. So that's in the United States, it's going to be interesting from a political standpoint, because the labor that we needed out of Mexico is no longer going to be needed. We don't need people on farms anymore. It's all being replaced by robots. Those jobs are gone, and they're coming back. Hospitality, restaurants, all that stuff is going to go. Construction, that's going to be something in the United States. I don't know how we're going to deal with that, but I think the push for emigration of poor people into the quote unquote richer nations is going to end, and I think that's something that I don't think people are prepared for yet. But when people get scared, like they are now, I just think that some of these progressive ideas are getting blown up, and so I think you're going to see that change too. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt. Like you look at a downtown zone. I mean, look, some of the stuff. Some of these condos will never be full again. What are they going to do? They're going to have to just tear the guts out of them and create some sort of farms, or just turn them into cheaper condos for people to live. I mean, it's going to be, I look at Hawaii. I don't know how Hawaii survives this if they don't stop the lockdown. Because they won't even have a balance of payment availability. Because they have to generate cash on the island to pay for the stuff that they import. So I think Hawaii is going to probably be like the test bed of how you can grow enough food locally to survive, and it's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I lived in Hawaii for a fair few years, and everything was imported. Even what they would do is they would pick the pineapples in Hawaii, ship them on Matson container lines back to California to get taken through the USDA approval and checked, and then send them back to Hawaii to sell the fruit that was picked there on a round trip of a month in a boat. But a lot of the land is not being used. What used to be former sugarcane areas, because of the climate change issue and using a lot of water during that process, there were vast dust storms blowing across at that time because they weren't replacing the sugarcane. It held down all the red dirt down there and all the volcanic dust. But there's vast amounts of fields and areas. I mean, if they put that into produce and vegetable production and different kind of sustainable meat production in there, and we don't have to think cow, we can think other types of meats that we're going to transition to. And again, the palate might have to change, the idea. And I'm sure not talking about insect proteins. We don't have to do that. Where, traditionally what we're used to eating in terms of meats, lamb, these kind of things. But there's an enormous amount of space. And then what about aquaculture too? Either in ocean or bringing ocean water in to farm things on land. There's just, we got to start thinking out of the box on how we're going to move forward, because so many of these jobs are literally not coming back. So what are you going to do with everybody?
I agree with you. I think those jobs you're going to be supporting the automation. The Starbucks economy is over for the United States. We're going to go back to more like a lunch scale kind of mentality where you're going to actually go and you're going to work somewhere to do something more meaningful than creating a latte. And if I was 25 years old, I'd be so into the new ag, because I think that's where the future is going to be. I mean, the engineers have not gotten their teeth into this stuff, and once they start really figuring this stuff out, in terms of microdosing fertilizer and microdosing water and being able, and the solar technologies are getting more and more efficient, and their ability to modify the environment to optimize the plant growth. I mean, you could grow things 2 or 3 times faster. You can actually have a wheat field and get 4 crops in a year by just hybridizing the fastest growing seeds and just grow it. And because it's growing in an aquaponic environment, you don't have to worry about depleting the soil, because the aquaculture that's symbiotic to it is providing it. And then you're going to get these designer algae, and that's the area that I'm just praying that we'll get a couple of companies that go public in that area. These designer enzymes, designer algae. You can design an algae to produce whatever salt, whatever element you want to get out in salt water, because they're natural extractors. And you're going to be able to say, hey, I want a potash algae. I want a nitrogen fixing algae. I want an algae that's going to put molybdenum into my soil or my crop. And you're going to dry this, mix and match it, grind it, and throw it onto into your environment, and the plants are going to take it up. And I think it's going to be just an incredible thing that's going to come down the pike. It's already happening, but I mean, but people get scared when you see the loaf of bread go from $4.99 for the high-end bread to $12.99, like we saw with bacon earlier this year, when bacon went from $4.99 a pound to $12.99 and $16.99 a pound. You're going to get people saying, I could solve that problem. And then you're going to see those changes. And the other thing too, if the COVID virus did anything, is to tell you don't be fat, because it's obesity meant morbidity, and so maybe people are going to rethink how they operate. My wife and I, we're 120 miles into this lockdown. We walk twice a day. When I finish here with you in the next couple of minutes, we're going on our second walk of the day. So I literally am waking, trading, walking, trading, interviews, trading, walking, rinse and repeat. And I think people, are going to appreciate that good health is going to mean survival too. So I don't know, maybe I'm a dewy-eyed optimist on some of this stuff, but I just see a lot of good coming out of this stuff.
Yeah, I hope we do. I see the same dewy-eyedness with you as well. But here's a factoid. That greenhouse where you're going to optimize the growth conditions, you're going to need to pump CO2 at 1,200 parts per million to get it to optimize the growth. So any of you that say, we don't need CO2, perhaps we'll need more of it, because then we can pump our greenhouses full and get the optimum yield far faster, far easier to bring down those food costs, all by using that toxic gas that nobody wanted just a few years ago. So the vast
Yeah.
changes that are coming to society, you've seen a lot of people rethink. I keep talking to people and they go, man, I can't believe I put that off. I kept putting that off. I kept putting that off. And now everybody has just kind of changed the way they're functioning or thinking about the important tasks that they need to do during the day, or doing things more immediately than keep putting it off, keep putting it off. And I talked to somebody who's like, yeah, our bread maker broke, but we were trying to put it off, and then we went to get a new one. They didn't have, the store was sold out of them. I could, just pull my hair out because I kept meaning to go get the bread maker and we didn't go get it. And that was just, there's a million examples of that, right?
Yeah, we should do a podcast on that. Here's your new bread maker. It's called a bowl, 2 hands, flour, water, yeast, and salt. Go.
Oh, there's no yeast in the store, Bob. All the yeast is sold out. Actually, really, and I truly say that. I was looking for yeast in the stores too. And yeah, think about that. They've even kind of tricked you into keeping that automated thing going versus what you just said, hands and muscle power in a bowl versus, oh, we need to get a bread maker now. You see what I mean? You still need that automated side of trinkets of junk sailing the oceans over from China for your bread maker instead of doing it with your own 2 hands. So, I mean, that's going to be a hard nut to crack, to break that kind of model of thinking.
My wife said it was really interesting too, is that there was she was trying to get some sewing stuff to fix something. And my wife, she likes sews, sewing by necessity. And she goes, this stuff was sold out because people are home and they're starting to, do things that they've never done before. I mean, our house here, I totally revamped my yard, in terms of all the projects. In fact, I got my last 2 purchases coming in. I'm getting a self-cloning, self-fruiting my kiwi are coming in, and I'm getting my box avocado that I'm keeping above ground into my front yard. And so too bad you have to come by sometime to see my place. I mean, I live on 5,000 square feet, and I got 4 apple trees. I have 3 peach trees. I got a nectarine tree. I got a fig tree. I got 2 pomegranate trees. I got kiwi. I got lilikoi, and then I have tomato plants. We didn't even buy broccoli this year. The broccoli was this wonderful year. And broccoli takes more water than you think. And this year it just was growing like we were just cutting it. We were eating too much broccoli because it was coming out of our ears. And now we're switching. My cukes are coming up, and I'm vertically growing stuff. It doesn't take much, man, for you to really do this. The only thing I won't do here, because I live in a fairly nice area, I probably won't get chickens. So, this will need a little bit more room, and they need something segregated. And I have too many coyotes, so I would be inviting dinner guests.
You got the bees out the back and the goats over there on the left. And I've been doing the microgreens, and I have been canning some stuff and dehydrating a lot. So we broke out the dehydrator, and a lot of things that we're finding, apples are in season right now. So I've been dehydrating a lot of different apples to get dried fruit. So just more of a pioneering lifestyle and thinking of that, especially microgreens, growing your own, dehydrating, saving things, canning, grandma style. So hashtag think like your grandma.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much more work. I've always did bread and baking and cooking. I'm a scratch cooker. I don't like going to restaurants. So when they said the restaurants are shut down, I'm like, and I think people now appreciate good food, and so I think a lot of this stuff's going to come back in vogue again, and people aren't going to be able to afford to go out. I mean, the restaurants that are going to be left are going to be feeling the same pricing pressure as before, So I think, it was already getting expensive to go out to eat. When you take a family out from what I call a mid-sized restaurant without any alcohol, you're looking at, $50 to $100. Who has that laying around, the normal family to keep doing that? So all of a sudden you find out, hey, it wasn't that hard for me to make this food at home. You just get in the right habits again. So yeah, I'm just, there's so much to get excited about. I mean, I was watching the show yesterday. This guy, he basically retrofits vertical wind turbines on top of smokestacks. I mean, duh. I mean, right there it was. He goes, I don't have to make the wind. The factory's making the wind. And it's just like all these kind of what I call marginal ideas turn into good things. Everything's always on the margin, and that was so clever. And another guy created like a washing line wind turbine that you just space them 7 feet apart, it's getting, with 1/10 the space, the same kilowatt production than a single blade. And that blade is not killing the rafters up high, because it's sitting 10, 12, 15, 20 feet off the ground. So I think people just need to look for the positive, and I always tell people, see wall, go over wall, go around wall. Don't cry at the wall, and especially if you're going to be in an industry that's not going to work, figure something else out. And that's why I love to trade, because every day I wake up and it's like Christmas. What present do I get to open today? Because there's always an opportunity in the market. If the market's going down, there's things you can buy that you can profit from. If the market's going up, same thing. If you get a trend, you can stay in for a while. If there's no trend, you day trade. And so, and there's rules to it, just like anything else. And so it just makes it, I have a recession-proof business. Unless they shut the markets down, I'm going to be able to feed my family. So.
And also crypto, we didn't really talk about that, but we can surely do next time, especially with the ushering in and talk of Fed coin and how the prices are going to push and pull on that. And, the ultimate never ending amount of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, open markets with the crypto. It adds a whole new level on top of what you have with the more regulated Monday to Friday.
Yeah, and we have a program. I mean, look, crypto's trade 24 hours, 7 days a week. And, one of the things, I know you follow a lot of the trades that Bill puts out, but, we created basically our algorithm now is complete. And so we call it the double ribbon, double profit ribbon system. And I've been trading futures on that for a long, long time. But Phil's been applying it now to cryptos and doing his tweaks on it, and it works just as well there too. So if people want to trade with us, we actually will teach you how this system works, and you don't have to sit and wait for trades from us. We literally will show you how you can set the alerts up and then go in there and make the trades yourself. And in fact, even with TradingView, depending on what broker you use, you can actually take the alerts right out of TradingView and push them right into trades. So, if you want to trade with us, we can help you make money. So I can put my plug in, come to tradelikeagenius.com, get really good deals right now for Saturday. But we have some really, really cool ways and programmatically to help you make money nearly every day in the market. High probability of profit trades. We're not Lambo guys. Us. We're swing trading. We're grabbing, snatching, go on to the next trade. But we're not also micro day trading either. So it's a nice system that could trade depending on your time frame. So if you like to sit in on a Saturday and you want to make some money trading cryptos, the market's closed for something else, boom. You're a night owl and you want to trade the Friday night Korea maniac trading on cryptos, boom, it's available to you. If you want to trade the stock market or you want to trade the futures market, they trade 23 hours a day. We have systems that can allow you to follow those trades and to profit from them. So check us out. I mean, it's really good systems, and we've been fine-tuning these for years, and we got them the way we like them, and now they're adjustable within the program itself. So if volatility changes, you just can adjust the parameters and go on versus reinventing a new program. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's tradelikeagenius.com. I will definitely put the link in the description box below, and I've also used the Moneymaker myself, so I can attest to it. Really easy to use. You're looking for the triangles, the squares, the color changes, and then as it rolls through. So it's not, again, doing something by the hour. For myself, I set it up where I'll be looking for something through a 12-hour period or maybe a 24-hour period, just doing it once a day, once every 2 days, taking those easy ones, the ones you've already scalped out some. Okay, I'll wait for the next one, not getting greedy, just time rolls by and just checking the signals there for you. It's really that easy. And if I can do it, sheesh, anybody can.
Yeah, I always say I made it bomb-proof. So I designed it in a way in which just takes the emotion out of it and just sets you up. So, well, good. Hey, Dave, can I leave you?
Yeah, thanks for talking. And I will make sure that we come back over the next month or two and continue our conversation here. But I hope you got something out of what we talked about and can give you a really good view into the future that, it's not doom and gloom at all. It's the biggest opportunity in human history pretty much at our doorstep. And I like the way that you said it. Once you come to the wall, look right, look left, look to go over it. Don't get stuck there at the bottom. But so many people are, because they're being funneled into that, bottom point to sit there in sorrow. But we need to go right, left, or over. Thanks. Good point there. And Bob, appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
And I've been talking with Bob Kudla from Trade Genius. If you have any questions, you can contact him. The link's in the description box below.